So I'm walking up these stairs and I'm at the rugby sevens. And on my right and on my left, there's loads of chairs on this stadium. And these chairs have been packed to the brim with people my age, which is rare because normally you don't see 16, 17-year-olds in this amount. But as I was walking up the stairs, this guy calls out, he's like, "Yo, Finn, come here, bro." And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I never met him before. But as I get up the stairs and this guy starts introducing himself to me, he films a video and he's super energized. He's like, "Yo, look who I'm with." And as he's filming this video, and he sends it to my friend. And I realized that he knew my friend, he'd heard about me. Basically, he'd gone to my old school. But I actually really liked this guy, and I proceeded to go out with him that night. But as I was out with him that night, I met his friend. And this guy's become a good friend of mine now. But at that time, I didn't think anything of him. I completely forgot about him. And the only reason I became friends with him is because this guy introduced me to him. But at that time, he was very quiet. He didn't say much. And when he spoke, it wasn't super clear. He basically just didn't have the confidence to say, "Oh, Finn, how you going? Nice to meet you." He didn't have that confidence, I think. And that's when I learned that being confident and well-spoken more specifically, because being confident and being all over the place, a super drunk person can be super confident, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about how you can be more well-spoken. I'm going to show you some photos of me and my friends so that you can see that I know what I'm talking about, and being able to speak more clearly has helped me do this. By the way, click the subscribe button. Skip ahead, I'm about to link my product, but basically there was a time where I used to struggle really with loneliness. Every day I'd get home and I'd just get on my gaming PC and I just wished that I had some friends to hang out with. And on the weekends, I would message all the people I knew, but nobody ever came to hang out with me. And if this sounds like you're just kind of missing out on the teenage life, I have something for you. And I made this because when I was younger, nothing like this existed. It still doesn't, bro. I'm still looking for, if there was someone selling a social skills course, I'd buy it because I want to know more. But sadly, there isn't. And that's why I've made this course, link in the description. And it'll help you make really good friends. I've already done this for many people. Look into it. Now, there was this time where I was at this gathering for my school and I was meeting a lot of parents. And one of them is the mother of this guy that I really respected. And I was speaking to her, but I was actually really nervous, bro. And I had just gone there. I wasn't in the social flow at all. And like I just did there, when I was speaking to his mom, I was getting a bit stuttery, the words weren't flowing. I wasn't speaking clearly. And so I did something. She started speaking a bit and I did this. And it was like I zoned out everything she said just there. And after I took these deep breaths, I hadn't heard what she had just said. So I said, "Sorry, can you repeat that?" So she repeated the end of her sentence. And then I just started to flow through this conversation. It just became easy all of a sudden. And that, when I looked back at that in hindsight, when I realized what I had done, it was something that I'd accidentally learned from somebody else. I don't know how I've learned this, but whenever I'm talking to somebody and I'm feeling awkward and it's feeling hard, if I just take a deep breath, it's almost like everything comes together. And I really recommend the next time you're talking to someone, especially if you're feeling stressed, just take that deep breath. A while ago, about a month or two ago, I saw this video on my home screen, and you may or may not know these guys. Their channel name is Nelk, but they basically go out to a lot of parties. Very degenerate guys, but I mean, if you enjoy that kind of content, sure. But the point that I'm making here is that these guys would make certain kind of weird jokes, socially inappropriate jokes that they only get away with saying because they're super famous on YouTube, because people watch them for entertainment, to laugh at them. And so to them, when they're making jokes, they can get away with, being awkward, they can get away with making jokes that aren't socially appropriate. But the problem is that when I was watching this video, I swear to God, I watched one of these videos. It took about 40 minutes of my time. Maybe it was 2 videos. And this was during my lunch break. And after my lunch break, I went to class, and when I was speaking to people, I noticed that I made a joke that they made in this video, and everybody looked at me like I was a fucking weirdo. That's when I realized that it's stupid to watch people who you wouldn't want to be. Because when you watch people, I swear to God, you start to inherit their mannerisms. It may take a while, but eventually, if you're watching somebody, you'll be more like him. If you're hanging out with your dad more, you're going to be more like your dad. If you're hanging out with a group of losers, you're going to be more like a loser. That was a little bit of a side tangent, but be extremely careful with what you watch, because if you're going to watch an hour of YouTube every day, at least watch somebody who's not going to fuck up your social skills and give you like a bad sense of humor. Watch somebody who you would want to be like, because it's the easiest way to change yourself is to just change what you're watching. Of course, it's biased for me to say, but you should probably watch more of my videos. Now, I want to share this example of when I went out with a group of my boys. So I was out, and before it, so basically I woke up at like 7, 8, and I was working on my YouTube videos. I caught a flight, and when I landed, it was like 4 p.m. I had a huge caffeine crash because I drank loads of energy drinks in the morning. Basically, I flew interstate, like a 1-hour flight. And when I landed, I went straight to this place with my dad. And my friends, they got there right before me because I was running a tiny bit late. And they got there about 15 minutes before me, speaking to my dad. When I got there and I was speaking to the boys, I felt kind of dry. But then as the night went on, I drank a little bit. It was flowing really well with the boys. I'm already really good friends with them. But later that night, I actually felt really, really awkward. And I started to realize that, well, it became clear to me that I was awkward because, you know, I'm not the kind of guy who struggled speaking to girls as much anymore. Like, it still happens, but when we were out, there was these girls and I was speaking to some of them, but when I tried to actually have a conversation with them, it was almost like I couldn't. Like, I hardly spoke to any girls that night. And I was thinking, like, what is different about this night compared to any other night where I've gone out and I've been talking to everybody and everything floats into place? There was a couple of things, but the main thing, it may seem so small, but every night for like before every night out for the last 3 years, I've gone to the gym, I've gone boxing, cardio, or I've gone and lifted weights, gone in the sauna. Before I go out, I always exercise. And this night I was super tired and then I didn't exercise. And it made me realize that if I just trained, it would have boosted my energy. I mean, for example, last Saturday, since I hadn't been training before nights out for a while, I went and I was boxing in the gym. And after that, I went out to my uncle's birthday. And that night, bro, the words flowed so well. When I met my uncle's friend for the first time, he said that he really liked me and enjoyed my company. And I can promise you that if I didn't train, that I wouldn't have had the same effect. Now, bro, I'm finishing the video, but click the subscribe button. And if you are struggling, if you're the kind of guy who needs advice on how to speak more clearly so you can make more friends, just click the link and just look. You don't have to buy anything. But if you're the kind of guy that struggles with this stuff, just admit that you want to have more friends. And bro, the reason I made a course, it's like all scammy and shit. I made a course because I would pay anything for that. Especially when I was younger, when I struggled with it. But even now, I would pay for a course. And it annoyed me that there's nobody online helping teenagers make friends. It pissed me off. So I was like, why not me? Because I've gone out for the last 4 years trying to make friends. This has been like the main thing on my mind. I can't even help it. I just really, really want to make friends all the time. I think a lot of teenagers are like that. And when I made friends, everything came into place, bro. I always felt respected. Everyone always said hi to me. Started getting more girls. All of this stuff matters, bro. And you're doing yourself an injustice if you don't even click the link and take a look. But if you've watched all the way to the end, bro, respect, because you're on a path. You're investing in yourself and watching content that isn't like Nelk, that isn't just brain rot, going out drinking. You're watching something that's actually going to improve your life. And so I'm proud of you for that. Have a good day, bro. All the best.